This formula for a butter cookie is also called 1-2-3 dough, not only because it is so simple to make, but because it consists of 1 part sugar, 2 parts butter, and 3 parts flour, plus some eggs. An experienced baker who knows this cookie dough formula could make it without a written recipe if he or she remembered the formula. 1 part sugar, 2 parts butter, and 3 parts flour. This 1-2-3 formula expresses the relationship of the ingredients in the formula. Using baker's percentage, you can do the same thing. That is, you can make a formula using any quantity of flour. Here is the 1-2-3 dough recipe expressed only in baker's percentage. Using only the percentages, you can create a formula for your specific needs, whether using 3 pounds of flour or 300 pounds of flour. What quantities do we need in order to make a batch of these cookies using 3 pounds, 48 ounces of flour? Well, we know that flour is always 100% in a baker's percentage formula. So 48 ounces of flour equals 100%. Now multiply the baker's percentage for the remaining ingredients by the weight of the flour, 48 ounces. For the sugar, 48 ounces of flour multiplied by 33.3% equals 15.98 ounces, rounded to 16 ounces sugar. For the butter, 48 ounces of flour multiplied by 66.6% equals 31.96 ounces, rounded to 32 ounces butter. And for the eggs, 48 ounces of flour multiplied by 12.5% equals 6 ounces of eggs. Add all the percentages to find the total percentage of 212.4, rounded up to 213%. This number allows a baker to increase or decrease a formula, known as scale up or scale down a formula. Baker's percentage will help you when you need to change the total amount produced or the formula's total yield. Our butter cookie formula produces 102 ounces of dough, enough for 68 1.5 ounce cookies. Let's scale this formula up to make 136 cookies. First, calculate the total amount of dough needed for our new formula. Multiply 136 cookies times 1.5 ounces each to find the new yield, 204 ounces of dough. Next, calculate the baker's percentage conversion factor. Find this number by dividing the total percentage by 100. 213% divided by 100 equals 2.13, so 2.13 is the conversion factor. We use the conversion factor to determine the required amount of flour for the new formula. Divide the total dough weight we will need, 204, by the conversion factor of 2.13, and we get 95.77, and round it up to 96. So now we know we need 96 ounces of flour. 96 ounces is equal to 100%. Now we multiply the new amount of flour, 96 ounces, by the baker's percentage of each ingredient. 96 times 33.3% sugar equals 31.96, rounded to 32 ounces of sugar needed in our new formula. 96 times 67% butter equals 63.9, rounded to 64 ounces of butter. And 96 times 12.5% eggs equals 12 ounces of eggs in our new formula. Our original formula yielded 102 ounces of dough. Using baker's percentage, we've easily scaled up our ingredients to produce our new yield of 204 ounces of dough. Often, a baker will need to change the size of a loaf of bread or cake, in addition to increasing or decreasing the yield of a formula. To understand how to do this, let's go back to our Italian bread recipe once more. We've already converted it to baker's percentage, and we know that it yields 56 ounces of dough, or 2 1-pound 12-ounce loaves. Let's scale it up to make 6 2-pound loaves. First, calculate the quantity of dough needed in the new formula. 6 loaves times 32 ounces each equals 192 ounces, the new dough yield. Now, find the baker's percentage conversion factor. As we did before, divide the total baker's percentage for our formula, 176, by 100 for a baker's percentage conversion factor of 1.76. Now divide the new yield, 192, by the conversion factor 1.76 to find the new amount of flour needed, 109 ounces. Simply multiply the total flour, 109 ounces, by the baker's percentage of the other ingredients. 109 times 72% equals 78.48 ounces, rounded to 78 ounces of water. 109 times 2% equals 2.18 ounces of salt and yeast, rounded to 2 ounces each. There, you've scaled this formula up to yield 6 2-pound loaves of bread. Baker's percentage also tells the baker at a glance what a dough will produce, whether a bread will be chewy or crisp, or what kind of texture a cake will have. This bread dough, with 60% water, has quite a different consistency from this crepe batter made with 86% water and 129% milk. When written in Baker's percentage, the experienced baker can tell simply from looking at a formula what results to expect. So that's math for bakers. Here are some key points we covered. Remember, weight, volume, and count. If ingredients are expressed as weight, weigh them. If they're expressed as a volume, measure them. Accurate measuring produces consistent results at a consistent cost time after time. Once you get the hang of it, the metric system of grams, liters, and meters is simple and easy to use. To convert a formula from ounces to grams, use the conversion of 1 ounce equals approximately 30 grams. In Baker's percentage, all ingredients are expressed in relation to the weight of the flour. Flour equals 100%. We obtain the percentage of the other ingredients by dividing the weight of each ingredient by the total weight of the flour. Use Baker's percentage to scale a formula up or down. Divide the total percentage by 100 to find the conversion factor. Then use the conversion factor to calculate the amount of flour needed in the new formula. Even in baking, math can make your job easier. Baker's percentage is just one tool that will help you measure ingredients and understand formulas in the bake shop.